Happy Sunday. It's good to see you all today. Hope you're enjoying the day. Um, Today is video 240 of 366. These are videos that are specific. They are in alignment with the natural laws. They are specific to helping people to look at things from a unique perspective that helps people to put practices that are based in application of becoming more aligned within. That means creating congruence within yourself. I am and do practice energy psychology, which is a different way of approaching pretty much everything in the physical world from a more of a perspective of how do we become more aligned. That means that we are always adjusting and readjusting the patterns. And what happens with a lot of people is they tend to get stuck in patterns that do not allow them to expand. And how do I know this? Because I work with people all the time who are struggling with something, whether it's an inner conflict, whether it is what is inner conflict, personal conflicts, political conflicts. I mean, people are experiencing conflict. So energy psychology is just a different way of approaching to bring alignment within. So today I wanted to talk about personal responsibility, and that really it requires us to understand that, everything that we do, we have free will and we have choice. And whether you're using that choice to understand how you are impacting others or how they are impacting you, it is important to understand that we are always in choice. Hello, Eric. Hey, Thomas. Good to see you. Thomas is asking what I had for breakfast. I don't know why that's important, but I had the smoothie for life. So if you go on my pages about food, I have what I put in that smoothie there for you. So, what I was going to say is about personal responsibility and taking personal responsibility. That means that everything that you are experiencing, you are in agreement with. Yes, everything that you're experiencing, there has to be and must be your personal agreement to be having that experience. And if you're having that experience and you don't like it, you need to identify and disidentify what you have gone into alignment with. So a fun way is always looking to see what the resonance is, right? Because even if we don't prefer something, there still means that there's resonance. And oftentimes frequencies run in clusters, and those clusters come together and they have greater strength. But as you start to detangle your energy field, you will be able to really become more powerful and more of a co-creator. Okay, I'm going to see. You should reply very quickly and briefly. All viewers are moving and you are taking too much time to reply. Well, I appreciate your comment, but I'm going to do this how I want to do it. And I get to all of the questions at the end of the stream, but I always start off with everything up front because there's a lot of people that watch these videos. Hey, Chris, good to see you. There's a lot of people that see these videos that don't want to listen to all the questions. And so I try to put everything up front to the best of my ability because a lot of the questions are off topic. And the topic today is about self-responsibility. So I appreciate you advocating for how you think I should do this YouTube live, but I'm doing these YouTube lives for me to get information out about the natural laws, to share information with a different perspective, and to experiment with YouTube and how things work here. Because I don't market. I don't market my business. I give out information freely, and I do it how it feels right for me. I love having questions about the topic, but oftentimes in the chat, there's a lot of topics and there's a lot of chat that is not applicable to the topic. So I hope that helps you. So going back to personal responsibility, some simple ways to make sure that you are not getting confused with personal responsibility. Any blame, hey Lucky, good to see you here. There's no blaming when you're taking personal responsibility. That means that everything you're experiencing, you accept that you co-created that. You take full responsibility. And you know what? I learned this great exercise, and this is from Sadhguru. And I learned this many years ago doing the inner engineering program that he had. And that's where you go and you learn his Kriya. And one of the activities I thought was brilliant, and this is it, I'll share it with you. Go throughout your day and take 100% responsibility for absolutely everything that you experience. That means the music that plays on the radio, if you still listen to the radio, the red lights, the green lights, the traffic accidents, the things that happen that you like, the things that happen that you don't like, the encounters that you like, the encounters that you don't like, all of the encounters. You take full responsibility for absolutely every aspect of everything that you are experiencing. And then look at the end of the day, after 24 hours, you do a recap. What did you learn about taking responsibility? And there's a lot of people that resist this activity because they don't want to take full responsibility. Why? Because they go into their mind and they justify that I didn't do that, they did that. And that's where the blame comes in. They were the ones that came to me. Well, how are you going to understand how frequency works if you don't take responsibility? How are you going to understand how conflict resolution works if you don't take full responsibility? How are you going to understand how communication gets so misunderstood if you don't take full responsibility? It's very challenging. Hey, Eric. Okay, thank you so much for being here. I'm glad you're here. And have a great day too. Bye. So, if you do not take full responsibility, well then, how are you going to make a change? So that exercise is very powerful. I offer it to you all to try and just to have a curiosity for yourself about, what the experience would be like for you for taking full responsibility for everything. And then look and notice where you don't want to take responsibility, where your mind gets involved and says, no, I didn't create that. No, I didn't go into agreement with that. It just happened. Life just happens. No, life doesn't just happen. We co-create our lives all the time. When I'm working with people who want to get new jobs or promotion, that is 100% about being in alignment. Why don't people get jobs or promotions? Because they're not aligned for it. Why are they not aligned to it? They could be misdirected in their attention. They could have false perceptions. They do not know how to communicate their approach or their perspectives accurately. They get caught up and nervous about being their authentic self. There's all kinds of things. So, you want to look at what are you in agreement with? How are you in alignment? And, and how are you in alignment with those whom you want to work with, right? Like there's a lot of people that just don't get along at work. Well, why? Why don't people get along at work? What is that? Is that because you don't like them? Well, that's ego. Okay, so is it that you don't resonate with them? Okay, but why? What is going on there? We must look different. We must look deeper than the surface, because alignment has nothing to do with what you're thinking. It has everything to do with how you are being. So when you're taking self-responsibility, you are consciously choosing. So I saw a post on LinkedIn from somebody, I think it was Marshall Goldsmith, who's a leadership speaker that I used to work with when I went to these conferences. He was a speaker, I was a consultant. And he said, think about the comments that you put in to social media, whether you post on this comment here or you post on something on LinkedIn or Instagram. But think about the comments that you're posting, and is it serving? Is it serving you, or is it serving the person, for somebody to grow, for somebody to learn? Is it helpful and supportive and encouraging, or is it doing the negative? Like, so we see in these chats, one of the things that I learned from doing these lives is how much time people spend really delving into the lower frequencies of consciousness, hurtful, hateful things that people say, and they don't think that it has a ripple, and it does. It doesn't ripple to me, it ripples right back to you. So that's why we really want to be conscious about where are we putting our attention, how are we being in service to ourselves and others, how are we bringing kindness and compassion into everything that we're doing. If we don't resonate with something, why don't we resonate? Like, what is happening there? So should I tell this story? I think I'm going to tell this story. This story is, so there's this woman that I've known for, probably over 20 years. I met her in graduate school, and we had a nice camaraderie and a friendship. And we were never really good friends, but we were friendly and supportive until we weren't. And so when did it turn? Did it turn when one person got perceived more successful than another? I don't really know when it turned, but I know that she's not very nice. She's not encouraging or supportive. And how does that come across to me? Because I can feel you can tell the difference when people are thumbs upping your stuff or they're thumbs upping your stuff. You can feel the difference when you're an empath. And so it's very interesting to see what she likes and what she doesn't like. And after a while of this has been going on for a couple of years now, I finally just sat with myself and say, okay, what am I resonating with this person? Because obviously she's reflecting something back to me. So what is it that I need to see and experience and understand so I don't resonate with that anymore? One, I don't want to be triggered. Two, if she's triggering me, it's my lesson, so I need to hear it. And I can heal it and address it and bring me back to greater peace. I'm not a fan of the Book of Mormon. No, I have not read it. I have heard it, and I'm not in alignment with Mormonism at all. I've worked with many, 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 many Mormons in my life, and I always look at how people show up, not what they say. And not what they say they believe, but what they're actually, how their behaviors are in alignment. So this is how you can feel incongruence and see it for yourself and others. Are their words in alignment with their behaviors? And if their behaviors in alignment with their thinking? And if any of those are misaligned, that's where you get incongruence. So you really want to honor your own word and look at people in that way. And so what I will say is that I have had my fair share of incongruent people who have been a part of the Mormon church. So that doesn't mean all Mormons are like that way, but that's just my experience. So that's what I find. Perfect Stranger says yoga and good sex. Sure? So do you guys have any questions or thoughts about personal responsibility, about how that works every day? We're talking about personal responsibility. So it was no blame. You can't be a victim of your circumstance. You can't be a victim of somebody doing something. You are co-creating. Um, Somebody is saying that sex is just part of love and personal responsibility. I would say that love is a frequency and sex is a behavior. So they're different. And not everybody who is having sex is doing it with love from their hearts. When was the first time I was really stressed and what did you do? When was the first time I was really stressed? I would say I lived a good portion of my life in a very high stress environment. I was always very goal oriented, very achievement and results oriented, both personally and in my career for many, many, many years. So I would say my lifestyle was based on stress. I traveled probably an obscene amount of time. I was probably on the road traveling to see clients maybe 80% of my time. I'd say flying was very stressful. Making sure my animals were taken care of was very stressful. Having a personal life was stressful because I was trying to fit it all in. Going to all my appointments was very stressful. I'd go from one thing to another until I met my husband. And my husband, this is when he was visiting me, and he went on a day in the life of Kiana. And at the end of the day, he's like, you have a lot of appointments. You go from one thing to, and I didn't even realize how many appointments I had at that time. So from his assessment of my life, I actually did a reassessment, and I changed my life. I stopped doing the things that I didn't enjoy doing, but I was doing as extras, like all the extras, like getting my nails done and getting my eyelashes, all the things that I didn't really find value in, I stopped doing. And then when I started having health challenges from the stressful lifestyle, that is when I completely upended and flipped my life over and stopped doing much of the things that I was doing and changed how I approached my work. I really felt like I could not be my most authentic self with my clients, which I'm going to talk about tomorrow because I have a big announcement tomorrow. So if you're not on my email list and you want to be, I will be announcing something on my email tomorrow. But I really felt like I couldn't be my authentic self when I was doing contract work. Now I'm 100% myself, and I bring my clients everything that I have to help them align more. I didn't feel like I could do that in the past. And that was kind of stressful because a lot of people want to know how do you do what you do? How do you get the results that you get? Well, when you have access to tools that the vast majority of people do not use, then you get access to more information. And that's what I bring to my clients is more information. I see, sense, and feel things differently than 90% of the people that I am around. So I changed my lifestyle. My lifestyle now is based on, being in alignment with the natural laws of one, and being in alignment to the practices of oneness, and being in service to humanity. That's really what my focus is. Raquel is asking, what is gang stalking? Gang stalking is an energetic approach to taking down what is called light workers or star seeds, and it basically is an energetic psychic attacks. That's the simplest way to explain what that is. It's not fun. Perfect stranger, best answer I have ever heard about sex. Is there any way I can get a chance to have a one-on-one conversation? Perfect stranger, absolutely. In fact, tomorrow I am offering a very discounted rate. So shoot me an email, and I will give you the link for that discounted rate. I am going to be offering my services for the month of September at a rate that I have never offered before. And I would love for you to have an experience of what I offer. So thank you very much, perfect stranger. Perfect timing is what I would say for you and I. Okay. I like your hair. It's beautiful. Thank you so much. Gotham is saying, please eat vegan. How about, why don't you eat in alignment to you and don't push your beliefs or needs on other people? I think that's the best way. There is no one way to do life. And I have learned this from a lot of Indians who are raised vegan or vegetarian. And it's very normal for them to think that. But if you don't live that way from the very beginning, it's a very interesting progress to align to a vegan lifestyle. But I think everybody should learn to eat and be in alignment from within themselves. What are they needing? Not what do they want. I think the need and the want is different. And also, a lot of people are not absorbing nutrients. So whether they're vegan or vegetarian or just carnivores, we got to look at, are we even taking in the nutrients? And if we're not, that needs to be the first place to start. Silence is saying, I prioritize inner peace more than anything else. I think you mean inner peace, but you said inner peace. Inner peace more than anything else. I have made my mind to spend the rest of my life single. What do I think of that? Well, I think if that's what's in alignment for you, then that's what you do. It's not my place to judge what you are doing. I do think that we learn more one in partnership with others. So I think a lot of people that take on the approach of, I don't want to get married, I don't want to have kids. There's more of an anti-life programming going on that most people are not aware of, that is happening to humanity, and they think that's just how they are. And it really is not about how you are, but more about how we've been programmed. And if we don't deprogram ourselves and understand the natural laws, we keep beliefs that are in alignment with what we've been conditioned to. Does that make sense? So I hope that helps. Ultimately, I think if being single makes you happy, that's fine. I think, for me, being in partnership and in communion with the right partner, my husband, the growth is immense. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. And the value and love that you get from the shared experience is really like nothing else that there is out there. So I think it's important to have that inner marriage with your inner spirit and be in communion with others. So I think it's a yes and, not a either or. Let's see. Do you believe in conspiracy theories? I believe in God. I believe in love. I believe in unity. I believe in a lot of things, but I think conspiracy theories are up for, a lot of things that have been labeled a conspiracy theory is really the truth and has been denied. Is sex before marriage okay? It depends if you're marrying into a dogma. Just all of your questions depend on your beliefs. Ollie, good to see you here. So you have to look at, what do you believe? What do you believe to be true for you? What do you believe to be true for your partnership and your marriage? You know, do you believe in do you even challenge your beliefs? That's what I would ask you, Hari. Do you even challenge your beliefs? Do you even know what it is that you believe? I would start looking at what you believe and see if what you believe is in alignment with who you are becoming. Perfect stranger. You can message me and look at Kiannaa.com. KIANNAA.com. Cahill is asking, how am I helping humanity? I believe we all are here to create ripples, and we do our best to be in alignment with the natural laws, kindness. How am I helping humanity? I believe I'm doing it from being in service, to help others to become aligned to the natural laws. I help humanity in a lot of ways. Too many to list here, and I don't really want this to be about that. I really want it to be about how self-responsibility really is key to the natural laws. Yes, perfect stranger, tomorrow I will be sending you a message about what I'm offering. It will blow you away. So it's a really perfect timing, and I look forward to connecting with you. Rue is saying there are too many robots walking around. Yeah, you got to be aware of what is real and what is fake. Gage, I'm sorry you're having a bad day. Yes, perfect stranger, please do. I look forward to hearing from you. Gage is having a bad day. What I will say, Gage, is that we all have moments, and every moment is a new moment to make a new choice. And you don't have to say it's a bad day. You could say this moment is going to pass. How could I be in greater ease in the next moment? What thoughts do you need to let go of? What beliefs do you need to let go of? What can you do to let go of things that are bogging you down in your mind? And bring your attention right back to your heart. How can you be in your heart? Because when you're in your heart, you can't be in judgment. When you're not in judgment, you don't have a good day or a bad day. It's just a day. It's just another moment. And we have one moment after another moment after another moment. So choose to create the next moment from a different perspective. That's what I would say about that. Silence says, the idea of me being single scares me a little bit. That's your intuition telling you that it's not aligned. But comparing the responsibilities that might weigh on my shoulders by raising kids and paying for their needs besides keeping my wife happy. Silence. I think what you are actually writing there is exactly what the anti-life agenda is. So you want to look at these and see what programs are running. You know, false king of tyranny, victim victimizer, divide and conquer, isolation, betrayal. Like all those, all are mind control aspects. So connect with your heart, silence, connect with your heart, because your intuition is telling you something, and I highly encourage you to listen to your intuition, that it scares you because it's not in alignment. So something is amiss with your thinking and what you're believing. So go deep into your heart to get realigned. No more stress. Yeah. No more stress is a series. It's a different way to live life. you know, how we see things changes everything. This is your first. Hi, Wilson. Welcome here. Ali's here again. Me says, if I get this one thing, I'll be happy, but it's never satisfied. Me says, that's the ego, right? The ego. Sir Otto Egg. You can have sex just as a behavior. Yes. Wilson, I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you're liking. We're talking about self-responsibility and how important it is to be a co-creator in what you are becoming, because we're always in states of becoming. We're always creating anew. Every moment is an opportunity to be in conscious choice. What's unfortunate is that there's a lot of people that are not aware of how many conditions and programs and beliefs are limiting us from being our best self, which is that self that takes full responsibility for everything. And if you go back to the video, Wilson, at the very beginning, I talked specifically about an exercise on responsibility that I really loved. Sir Otto Egg, you are responsible for you and your love and your ripple. And you are responsible for how you are loving. And I got a really cool message this morning on my walk that I'll share with you all. And the message was this, that you do not have to do things to honor others. What you do is you create a space in your heart to hold that space for others. And yeah, and I thought that message was so beautiful, and I was so thankful for that, you know, so I wanted to share that with you. Sir Otto, you're not responsible. Perfect stranger, message me tomorrow, or message me and you will see, okay? Message, you will see what the option is, okay? You will be surprised. It's gonna blow your mind. Okay, so don't worry about that. Otto is saying he's not responsible. Well, then you're going to get manipulated. If you're not taking full responsibility, you will be manipulated. You will be betrayed. You will have a hardened heart, and you will be driven by the outer world, and then you will learn the hard way that it's the inner world that drives the outer world, not the other way around. Ollie's saying, yes, the ego. Is that the inner whisperer? I never mistake the inner whisperer for the inner voice guidance. I don't think, well, I'm going to go ahead and say it, Ollie. I don't believe it's an inner whisperer, because thoughts can be implanted. If you think of, you know, people do not understand that their thoughts are not just their thoughts, that we have our individual selves, yes, but we are a part of a collective consciousness, you know, a wholeness. That's oneness, right? And as we understand that, we can then open ourselves up to awarenesses of other things that are inorganic, that are running in the energetic field. Now, when things are inorganic, what does that mean? That means just not of God, not of creation, not of source. So anyway, we want to unplug from those things. Silence is saying, okay, but I've adopted this mindset for a long time, and changing it seems impossible for me, because I've made changes in my life, major changes in my life, that should fit a single life that I've planned for. Well, you know, plans are meant to be changed. You know, wouldn't it be better off to be in life and alive and living fully and realizing that plans change? I mean, plans change all the time. And you can change your life by changing your plans. Sir, my thoughts on monogamy. My thoughts are that you need to live your best life. And I think it's best to have a partner where you can grow both physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and grow together in that way. And I think that's part of the monogamous life. That's what I believe that works for me. But, you know, I'm not going to impose my thoughts on you. I do think that most people don't understand how sexual behavior is used as a way to manipulate people, especially men. Edgar, or am I religious or spiritual? I'm very spiritual, not religious at all. I follow the natural laws of one, and I'm here to just share some information about how to align to the natural laws. Okay, Wilson's saying I have a problem. My relationship with my wife has been really great, but I have not been able to satisfy her sexually in the recent past. Shared this with a couple of our family friends, men. Well, you know, have the conversation with your wife about, I would say that you need to have an open conversation with your wife. I will say also that there is something out there, and it's not very well publicized, but it is something called sexual misery. And that is, people have been programmed to, and their energies get siphoned in very, very unfortunate and very painful ways that things just stop happening for some people. And so you might want to look up that. It's not an easy thing to contend with, but people change and grow, and relationships have ups and downs. And so you might want to just find out what she's needing instead of what you think she needs. I know men tend to make it about themselves, but it's really about how you come together in your hearts and open your heart to one another and to be loving and supportive of one another. Silence is saying, responding to my message is so kind for you. I usually don't get much attention. I wish you the best in life. Thank you. Okay, y'all. Well, we're talking about personal responsibility. If there's no questions about personal responsibility today, I think I'll cut this video short and wish you all a beautiful Sunday. Hi, Wilson. I'm so glad that's helpful. So I will be back here tomorrow for another video on the Being in Sync 366 video series. This is video 240. I'm here every day this year bringing these YouTube lives. So put your notifications on if you like what this content is. Put your notifications on so you get notified. I try to do these videos between 12 and 3 Pacific Standard Time. If you have a particular topic that you were interested in learning about, please let me know in the comments. There's over 240 videos, so go check them out. And plus I have other content that is very helpful. And then I was going to say, I am Kiana Sage and I guide people to peace. Have a great day. Bye.